Okay, so we'll jump into, please welcome this week's guest speaker, Dan Locke from Ridge Homes. Dan, it's really great to have you on this week to give us a really good insight of yourself and Ridge Homes and what you guys offer. So as you know, we'll go into a few questions. We'll go through introduction about Ridge Homes, build locations, stock, and then we'll have a Q&A at the end for any questions and answers. So Dan, if you would like, please introduce yourself and what role it is that you play.
Yep. Hey guys, so I'm Dan Locke. I'm the Business Development Manager at Ridge. So basically we'll manage the stock list and obviously to present your packages and stuff so you can sell to your customers. Bit about who we are though. So we're actually affiliation with Harmac Homes. That's our retail brand. So Ridge is our wholesale. So but in terms of the way that we build and the quality of the homes, they're the same. So we've got two directors, Paul McMahon, quite successful, was CEO of Simmons for 20 odd years, and Brian Milne, who's our co-director. He's third generation builder. But he's had a lot to do with Henley. He's a GM of ABN building as well. So there's a lot of experience there that goes into our builds and the way we build things. I guess in terms of we work to a bit of a build program. So on average, our build times are about 4 months. So we get them up quite quickly as well. So yeah, any questions from you guys?
Yeah. Well, we were just gonna. What about the services that you guys offer, the type of style and design, and what makes Ridge Homes unique compared to, say, another building company?
Yep. Let me. Can I share my screen? Is that all right?
Of course. I will allow that right now. Bear with me. All right. Are you able to now?
Yep.
Perfect.
All right. So basically with our designs and packages, they are all turnkey, but we do try to aim for a decent price point as well. So if you can see here, here's our collection book. Steve, have you got this? I'm pretty sure I've sent all this through.
I think we're going to send this through to the guys today. So what we'll do is we'll go through all the plans, and I'll help you out a little bit here too, Dan.
Yeah.
So maybe just touch on some of the key estates also and some of your most popular plans as you go through. Some of the guys here haven't seen. So if you maybe want to show us maybe 4 from each section, so maybe an 8.5, a 10.5 product, 12.5 and a 14, and just go through why they're popular. That will help as you're explaining.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. Well, I guess in terms of one of our key ones here is the Falcon 1512. Does fit on a 12.5 by 21, so we can get those quite sharp price points. All of these designs are, you can see, you can do the rear flip between them. That's why we've got that extra 600mm in the garage. Yep. Another quite popular one is this one here, and then we're actually working on this one. It's this one here, sliding the kitchen up. So soon enough, we're going to have a 4-bedroom, 2 living, 2 bathroom that will fit on a 12.5 by 25. In terms of the other stocks, so we've got blocks plans for 16 by 16 blocks. As you can see through here, and the 10.5s and 8.5s down here. This one's quite sharp. It's a 3-bedroom, 2 bathroom, single car garage, but it fits on an 8.5 by 21. So we're working hard to try and get some blocks in key locations. The main locations that we've been really selling into is Metro West, North, Geelong, Bendigo and Ballarat. And I'm pretty happy to announce we're actually now selling into the southeast. So we're working on some exclusives. We've got to manage the title dates. So we're not looking at anything titling before July next year. Okay, so we've got some We negotiated some exclusive lots out there already. So we've got one in Officer Fields and one in Arcadia. So we should have those packages out. I'll send them through this afternoon. They're titling the Arcadia one's Q3 next year. The Officer Fields is December next year. Yeah. In terms of our double stories, so we've got our Condor, which fits on the 16 by 16. Again, really competitive in terms of what it offers. And our Osprey has actually been quite popular. Fitted on a double story that fits 21 by 12 by 21. It's 27.5 squares. So it just packs in a lot of accommodation, 4 bedrooms, plus a study, plus 3 living areas.
What are the most popular ones you sell? Like, what's the most common in terms of how many bedrooms, or does it change a lot?
The 4 bedrooms, basically. So we do a lot of the Rovers, 3 bedroom and 4 bedroom Rover. Yep. And then the Falcons. So Falcons and Rovers are definitely our main two.
All right, Adam, just a quick question for the guys that are new to wholesale. So how does somebody go about getting a package from you? For example, I've got a couple of guys on here that want to sell into the Geelong and Ballarat region. Yep. What's the process? How quickly do you turn around contracts?
Contract will turn around generally 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
Yep. There is a couple which can take a bit longer, just because we haven't completed all the masters. But generally 3 to 5 days we should have a contract. We need so once you've got a package, obviously you take your deposit. We'll send you out an EOI form along with the colour selection. So we've got our internal and external that we'll send through. We need all that signed and sent back, and we'll prep your contracts for then.
One more question, please, Dan. Sorry. Do you have any display homes or anything like that the guys can have a look through at some point?
We do, but they're probably up spec. So what I'd rather do is maybe we'll set up a site visit. We can go through a Ridge home under construction in the west or the north.
Perfect. And last question then, and then we'll pass over to the guys as well. Yep. But in your opinion at the moment, where's the hot spot? If you had 25 grand in the bank and you had the home builders grant and you wanted titled land, where do you think's the number one spot that guys should be focused on to sell?
Deanside.
Okay. And where's that?
It's a fringe of Caroline Springs. We know fringe suburbs from, when you're talking 25, 30 minutes from the CBD and all the amenities there, it's just a good recipe for some uplifting valuations. Because if you go past there, then you've got a bit further out, you've got Woodley, so you got Aintree, then you've got Thornhill Park, and then you've got Melton. It was a bit of a similar storm when Officer really kicked as well, because you've had Berwick, if you guys are familiar with the southeast, Berwick, Cranbourne, Clyde, and then there was a bit of a gap, and then Pakenham. Right, so it's almost like an infill suburb. That's probably what you can start to see with Deanside as well, because you're around the skirts of Fraser Rise and Caroline Springs. I mean, from the Caroline Springs shops, from in your car, you could be home within 5 minutes. Okay, so it's definitely worth having a look at.
Awesome. Dan, Aaron here. I've got a couple of questions. Thanks for joining us today, mate. Really appreciate it and appreciate your time. I want to have a chat about the standard inclusions. It's a big thing with first home buyers, and also a good selling point. We can offer, really good standard inclusions. So I go, what would be your point of difference to another builder for standard inclusions?
Yeah, well, when we spoke with Steve a few weeks ago, you're going to have your own inclusions. Okay, so there's going to be a higher spec. So we've got our standard inclusions. If you've seen any of our packages, so let me just bring one up. Actually, I'll come back. Well, with our packages, basically, so you're going to have a higher specs. It's going to be your 2590 ceilings. This is on top of our inclusions, but they are turnkey, by the way. But you have your higher ceilings. There's going to be your 900 appliances. There's a list of items, like 20 downlights in all your homes. What else was there? Your stone bench tops in your kitchen. So in terms of inclusions, we can modify that to suit what you're after. Okay, and then we'll put it in a nice, neatly package flyer for you.
Awesome. So you're open to discussion. I'll give you an example. Like most builders are only doing the one PowerPoint in the master room or in the standard rooms, one PowerPoint. You know, we can have 3 connections or 2 connections, something like that as standard.
Yeah, well, that's already included. So master bedrooms already come with 3 PowerPoints. All other bedrooms 2 double PowerPoints. Plus hallways will always have a PowerPoint. Same with the entry for the vacuum. So we're pretty covered in PowerPoints. Generally, we don't see customers adding too many more unless they want an external one outside somewhere.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And also what the process for if they do want additionals, for example, they want a glass splashback or something like that. Do they actually have a studio session where they go into a studio, or it's more online based?
No, it's just online based. So if you can see here, here's our actual upgrade options list. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so when you're sitting with your customer, you can just go through this. It's just a tick box item. They're blanketed prices, so it doesn't matter what size home you're selling, that's the price. Yeah, if it's not on this list, we can add it. Just talk to us and we'll, yeah, if we need to make this 2 pages and make it a bit more in there, that's fine.
And one last one. Thank you so much. I got so many
That's all
questions.
right. No, that's what this is for.
One last one. Let's just say we've got a client who has their heart set on a double, and we have to give them kind of a rough idea of what a double would cost over a single. Let's just say we're working off a you know, a 12.5 by 28, yeah, block. What we'll be looking at is a price point to go to a double rather than single on that kind of block.
All right. Well, an Osprey. Well, I mean, with doubles, we've got our range. That's what we have. An Osprey 2712. That is a fixed price with turnkey inclusions. Normally coming around that 330 to 340 for a 27.5 square home.
And let's just say we go on a single on that block. You'd probably a single on that block of 24.
24. Something like this. Yeah, you're generally looking around that 270, 280.
So you look at about 60 grand more, 60 to 80 grand more for a double.
Yep.
Cool.
And sorry, Dan, does that include things like site costs generally in that pricing? Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Yeah, so that's turnkey inclusions. So that would be landscaping, fencing, driveway, blinds, the whole lot.
Perfect. Also, mate, we'd love to organise a site visit. We're putting together shortly a land run for that MJ and I, and obviously Cassie and Paul, and we've actually been talking about. So we'd love to incorporate that as part of one of our days out.
Yep.
For anyone else that's on here at the moment, you've got an opportunity to obviously deal with Dan directly. Obviously, Cassie will be sending that out. But is there any other questions here from the newbies here that you guys want to know anything? Got any questions or?
I've got one. Sorry.
Yep.
Then yes, and thanks for the site visit that you offered, but let's say we have a client and once they finalize, they just want to have a look at a display of, like, you know, some clients, they do request that can we have a look at the display of the builders. So is that possible?
The display home?
Yeah, like something like, you know, that they just want to come and have a look at a display of the builders, like, you know, what kind of because in the past I've had a few clients who have asked me that, so I was like, I'll just ask you the same as well. Yeah,
well, I mean, our display homes are open to the public, so you're welcome to walk somebody through, but I just advise just manage that because our display homes will have our flyers up as well, selling through Harmat, so you probably just want to tread carefully there. You don't want any conflict for your customers starting to have a look at our flyers as well. But if you just want to show them through a home and you got a customer, speak with us, and we're out on the road a fair bit, so I'm sure we'll be able to tee up something where we're close by a house under construction. We'll just meet you out on site, and we can take them through with you. So just speak to us directly, and we'll manage that with you.
Displays are not like your retail homes.
They are.
It's more about the full turnkey option that we are offering them.
Yep.
One of those, if we can just walk them through.
Yeah, absolutely. What we might do, and Steve, you're pretty good at this. When we've got some that's finished, maybe you can walk through one with us and film it, so you can sort of see the quality and talk about it.
100%. Love to. Yeah, we'd love to do that. So yeah, more than happy to show the standard inclusions and what the houses look like, guys. I think it's the best thing at the moment is just to touch and feel the product. Dan, as I said, fantastic offer, and we'll put that together. That's fine. Paul, did you want to say something as well? Did you have a question?
Yeah, no, thanks, Dan, for jumping on there, mate, and sharing all the info. Just in regards to the stock list, how often are you sending that through?
So the plan is on every Friday. I didn't get it out last Friday. I've had to, just an FYI, I had to jump into Harmac for last month, but I'm back full-time Ridge this month, so you have all my attention again.
Yeah,
but every Friday. So like I said, I'm going to have a separate list specifically for you guys. So that way it's already got those inclusions. I'll have it more detailed of what it includes as well, so it's really black and white.
Yep.
We know that grey areas don't work well in sales if we're not confident in what we're selling. So I'll have that out this afternoon.
Yeah, no, totally. And the way the other brochures are laid out with the inclusions and everything else, yeah, it's a credit to you guys. They look fantastic. Portal, do you have a portal at all?
We've actually, I haven't shared it to everyone. Cassie and Steve, you would have seen the SharePoint. Yep. So we're just going to manage the flyers in there with the SharePoint. I was just waiting. I'll speak. Cassie, what would you like with that SharePoint? How would you want to manage that?
Yeah, with that, so you know how I send you all the consultants' emails?
Yep.
Have you given them access to that so then they receive a code, or just us?
That's just you guys.
Okay.
So I haven't sent it to everybody yet.
Yeah, cool. No, that's fine. So that I can forward that out to the group, and then you and I can talk about how that'll work.
Yep.
With them putting their emails in there, and that code that it sends out, does that get sent to an email?
I haven't used SharePoint that much, so
I'll go through it after with you, and
yeah,
then
cool.
them it for the team so they can have direct access.
Yeah.
I have a question as well, kind of off the back of Paul's, in regards to the stock. So can you just give a clear idea on the exact stock types that Ridge Home does? And also, I know Paul mentioned like there's that portal, in a way, that flyer access, and then there's a stock list. But can they also just give you a call and say, hey, this is where I'm looking, can I request and reserve stock that way?
Yeah, absolutely. We do that all the time. So if we don't have what you need on the stock list, yeah, we generally jump straight onto that stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if you're with the customer. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Perfect. And with stock types, you've got dual key, duplex. What are your?
It's just 1090 contracts at this point.
Okay. Gotcha.
We do have our urban living, which we may bring into the fold at some point, but we'll just, yeah, Milne and Mac will let us know when we can do that. Yeah. We are working on, because our stock list at the moment is an open stock list, okay, which means those boxes can sell to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward, we will be having a big focus on getting exclusives and working closely with developers. This is probably more why I've come on board to Ridge over Harmac. And so the way that we want to run our exclusives is 8-week holds. So the one in Officer Fields, the one in Arcadia, they're all 8-week holds. So that way, you know that you've got less people selling them. Okay. I mean, they're still going to go fast. So, I mean, the urgency is there.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you've got a bit more control over that too. And if you've got an exclusive block for yourselves, we're happy to package that up, and then that's just yours. And, you know, if you can sell that, that's great.
Good work.
Yeah. Paul, you're on mute. Are you trying to?
There we go. Yep, fantastic. Just in regards to land, what's the other sort of average prices of the other land at the moment, and do you have much that's titled?
It depends on where you're looking at. It's quite a broad area. The land is basically working off the stock list that you see. We do get a few off market because we do have the around the back channels, but generally prices, you know, that they can change as well. Like we've had a couple of blocks on the price list where they've sold, they've fallen over, and the developers come back and they say, well, an extra 20 grand now. All right, so those land prices are going to fluctuate, no different to what you're seeing.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Awesome. I have one last question
Mhm.
for myself, that is.
Sure.
With the rental guarantee that's linked with Ridge Homes, what company is that with, and how long is the rental guarantee?
It's a good question, and I'm going to have to divert that one to Dave. He knows a lot more about that than me, so I don't want to give wrong info there.
No problem. I'll put that in the recap. That's fine.
Yeah.
Awesome. Does anyone else have any questions for Dan? No. Oh, good. Thank you so much for
Thanks for having me.
that, and yeah, really appreciate your time. And I'll touch base with you after, get those answers, and then I'll send out an email to you guys just with everything, so you know exactly how the stock will work with our Ridge Homes.
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Fantastic. Thanks, Dan. See you, mate.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
See ya.